interests in the region, and that's the main point in the first instance. It's really important for Europe to underline that. For many years, those interests were mainly economic, but now they're increasingly strategic. Often it is used as a sort of an empty concept to say that Europe is interested in defending the rules-based international order. But at a time of great power rivalry, this has not become a nice to have, but kind of an essential criteria for the future of the European Union. Understanding that this order is currently under threat in the Indo-Pacific and will require Europe to defend it is the first step that Europe needs to take in terms of redefining its role in the Indo-Pacific region. So I think there are two steps that the first steps that Europe needs to take on this long kind of journey to handling the challenges, the new geopolitical challenges that are emerging in Asia. The first step is that the EU needs to take its own agency seriously, that it is not just a dependent variable in the kind of new geometry of power that is emerging, but an actor with shaping power, particularly as the conflict has moved so much in the trade and economic space, where the EU is actually a superpower. And I think the second step is to be visible and to find a message to partners in the region, showing up at regional fora, boosting the diversification of economic relations, particularly in manufacturing, providing a credible alternative for infrastructure construction, trade and invest in flagship initiatives for digitalization and green growth. The Indo-Pacific and relations with Asia are a huge opportunity for Europe. And just kind of putting everything under the headline of US-China rivalry will not take the EU anywhere. It needs to define what it wants to do with the partners in the region for itself. So technology is obviously the kind of new frontier in geopolitical conflict. We've seen this in the massive and fierce debate around 5G. And the 5G conversation we've had in Europe and Asia is only a taste of what is to come in the future. The EU, in my view, needs to strengthen those areas where it is already strong. So, for example, 5G network technology. It needs to invest in areas where it has enormous potential. That includes software development, high-tech innovation, material sciences, basic research, and diversify partnerships to always have options in all other areas. Technological sovereignty, that is something that is often talked about in Europe, is not the equivalent to technological autarky. China is going to strive for much greater independence in the technology sector. For Europe, this can only mean to double down on the opposite, to work more and closer with partners, particularly from the Indo-Pacific region, and invest in those to allow for all of the kind of technological advances to benefit European values, European interests, and European prosperity.